plan today is to do a full face of long wearing makeup because I'm going to the Kelsea Ballerini concert tonight, but it's currently about 10:22 in the morning. Normally I get ready kind of like right before an event, but I have a long day today because I'm having my niece's birthday party beforehand. So I'm gonna be wearing this makeup for at least 12 hours, so I need this stuff to last. Let's just get started. I'm gonna kind of walk you through every step today. I'm gonna start with my brows, and I always start with the loose powder. This is the Huda Beauty one, and I just brush that back and forth along my brows. And I do this because, you know, I just did my skincare about, you know, an hour ago or so, and there's a lot of skincare around my brow. So if I were to go straight in with my brow pencil without doing powder first, it would be so slippery and it wouldn't stay on my brows. So the powder kind of helps to mattify the brows and mattify the skin around the brows so my brow pencil will stick. So then I just brush them through, and I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Zoom in a little bit here. And I like to start by lightly lining this front part of my brow. And then I'll kind of fill in at my arch right here. Then I also like to brush them down, and I'll kind of fill in this top part. I do have old microblading in my brows, but it's definitely starting to fade now. I just kind of like to refill in that area, brush it through with the spoolie, and then brush my brows back up. So yeah, so you can see how this brow is a little bit more filled in this area, where this one is a little sparse right there. I know that I naturally have pretty full brows and I have microblading, so I don't have to do like much to my brows, but one of my best tips is to like have a mirror close by so you can see where you're filling in, but also have one far away so you can see what your brows look like from a distance, just to kind of help you see if the shapes are even. For a primer, I'm gonna use one of my favorite long wearing primers, which is the e.l.f. Power Grip. This primer is sticky and tacky, and it really does like cling onto my foundation and makes it last. I also self-tanned last night a little bit, so I'm feeling good today. I love having a little tan on. Today's just gonna be like a good day overall. I'm in a good mood. So you can just see how tacky that is, but that's what we want. For foundation, I'm gonna go in with my current favorite one, which is the Fenty Beauty Soft Lit, and I'm using the shade 185. And I'm using my favorite foundation brush, which is the BK Beauty 115. This foundation just looks so good instantly. Like, that just glided right on, covered up all of my discoloration. It just lays so beautifully on the skin. It just kind of like sinks right in, and I love that it has kind of a medium buildable coverage, so you could build this up to full coverage if you wanted to. And I love this foundation so much that I have it in my tan shade and my pale shade. I actually think Fenty is having their friends and family sale going on right now. I want to say it's like 25% off site-wide. I'll leave that down below if you're interested. But this really has become just my go-to favorite foundation. I can wear it for every day and kind of do more of like a lighter layer of it, or I can wear it for something like this where I need my makeup to last all day. I want my base to look flawless, and I just know it's gonna look good every time. And this shade is matching my slight fake tan perfectly today. Love to see it. Now I'm gonna take my NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Custard, which is my more tan shade, and just pop that on the spots that need a little bit more coverage. We're celebrating both of my nieces' birthdays today. They're both my sister's children. One of them just turned 4 and the other one just turned 1, and they're just the cutest things in the world. I love them to death. I love being an auntie. I just picked up balloons for the little party at the grocery store before this, and I was looking at all the balloons and I was gonna get like a basic like happy birthday with some cute latex, but then I was like, wait, these are my young girl nieces. They need cute balloons. So I got these like rainbow unicorn balloons. So freaking cute. So I just put on that concealer, and again, since I want this makeup to last all freaking day, I'm gonna do some layers of setting spray kind of in between my steps to just make my makeup last even longer and lock it in. So I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. And this also kind of helps to hydrate my skin again too, to help blend out the concealer. So I'm just gonna blend this out with my fluffy concealer brush. My plan for my makeup today is to have just like a really solid, good looking base. Like I'm gonna layer a million blushes as always. And then my plan is to keep it pretty soft for shadow. I'll probably just kind of do like a brown shade in the crease. I am gonna do some beautiful lashes though for sure. Now taking my Catrice under eye brightener, just a little bit down here. Pretty much anything that I ever put on my under eyes, I do bring it onto my top lid as well. It's as simple as we broke up. Bow. Okay, time for my favorite part, which is layering a million blushes. I'm gonna start with my favorite blush formula. It's the Huda Beauty Liquid Blush Filter, and this is one of the newer shades, Sunset Lychee. I cannot stop using this shade. I am just so into this peachy shade. It looks really good when I'm fair, when I'm tan, but I like that it's not too peachy, it's not too orange. There still is a bit of pink in it as well. It's honestly kind of like the perfect mixture of peach and pink together. And this is a BK Beauty 116 brush to blend it out because I like the more rounder shape for this. Just see how easily that blends out. So good. I know they just came out with like a little duo of these blushes at Sephora. Highly recommend checking that out if you haven't tried this formula because you get 2 shades and I think they're minis too, which is just adorable. Same blush formula. I'm taking a little bit of bubble gum and I like to place this. It's kind of under my eyes, honestly. I just love this super blushed look and having the blush super close to your eyes. I just think it's really cute. It's not everyone's cup of tea. That is totally fine. But I kind of like to place this all over first and then I'll use my concealer to clean it up. So then taking my Natasha Denona concealer, I'm using the shade R2. This is a pretty light shade for me, so I'm just gonna do a little bit right here. I'm gonna let that sit for just a second before I blend it out. Okay, and now we blend out. I'm gonna keep this pretty close to like the center of my face. My issue though is that I have the tiniest bit of a cold happening right now. It kind of just hit me yesterday and I was like, oh crap. I tried to take it super easy yesterday. It didn't do anything too crazy and I feel pretty good today. Because I was really worried that I was gonna feel worse today and just not have a lot of energy to do, you know, my niece's birthday and a concert. Like that's a lot happening in one day for me. So I feel okay. Just my issue is that my nose is stuffy and I'm sneezing a lot and I'm blowing my nose a lot. So I probably won't really set this entire area of my face just yet. I'll probably kind of touch it up before I leave for the concert. Because you know, like when you set this area of your face and like your nose starts dripping and then it's just like a gross mess on your upper lip. I don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure this is all blended out and then I'm gonna set everything in place so this is gonna last. I do really love the glowy finish that all of this has, but this would be more for just like a everyday makeup look kind of thing. But because I need my makeup to last, I have to set it with powder. So it's gonna kind of mattify everything down. Of course, I'm taking my tried and true Huda Beauty Pound Cake. Okay, so I'm not gonna set my upper lip for now because of my drippy runny nose. I'm gonna set around my blush too. I don't always set this area of my cheek, but again, we're going for long wearing today, so that's why I'm doing it. And forehead, of course. I just always love the before and after of powder. Like if you like a glow, this is totally fine, but if you want it set in place, look how smooth that is. Before I set, I always take my finger and I'm just tapping along these creases of my eye where sometimes product can settle into it. So I tap that out before I set it because I don't want to set those creases in place. Okay, now I am set and matte, and now I want to add some more life back to my face with the glowy blush. I'm going to use this new Saie Baked blush. The shade is called Mia. And I love a baked blush formula because it does have a tiny bit of a sheen to it. So it's not completely matte, but it's also not like too shimmery or glowy. And of course, I'm putting the blush all over my face. Such a pretty color. This is perfect. I like the shade how it's kind of a brighter pink, but it's not like, you know, one of those cool toned super pink shades. I love blush. And then I'll just kind of take whatever's left over on my nose, on my chin, a little on my forehead, just to like add a touch of that color along my face. Now for powder bronzer, I'm gonna use this Gucci one in the shade 1. This was an impulse purchase that was heavily influenced by Jen Phelps. Okay, so I did all along my forehead. I'm gonna dust a little bit along my chin here and kind of whatever's left over down my neck. And a little bit kind of right below my blush. Now I'm gonna do kind of like a contour shadowing on my eyes using this bronzer. I'm gonna take it on a crease brush, and I like to kind of dust this in this inner area right here. I don't know what you call this. It's like the inner part of my nose, where my nose starts. I'm just making a little shadow right in here. And this is what I like to do when I know I'm not going to wear a lot of eyeshadow. And then I have more on the tip of my brush, and I'm going to run that across my entire lower lash line. And this is just going to add a little bit of definition down here. Again, a little bit of shadowing is kind of just what I'm going for. I don't want to wear too much shadow because one thing about me, I'm a big concert crier. And I'm gonna add some in this upper crease area up here. So pretty much this entire part of my lid is blank. I don't know about you guys, but something about just like live music and concerts just really hit me like deep in my soul. I just think it's so powerful and moving, and like I could be at any concert crying, not just like an artist I like. And then sometimes I get in my feels and I just picture it from the artist's perspective, like being Kelsea Ballerini and like playing at this show where thousands of people are coming to see you. Like how fucking crazy is that? Like that is a human being and that is her life. That's crazy. Now I'm gonna take a really light foundation powder on that same brush. This is the Natasha Denona one, but you can also use like an eyeshadow of this kind of color. I just want something that's kind of lighter that's going to kind of lighten this area of my lid. Because remember I put that brown shade kind of all around this area? Hopefully you can see the difference there with that added on the eyelid. Now I'm gonna take my Rare Beauty highlighter in Enlighten. It is the white shade, right in the inner corner, because I want something pretty freaking bright. I'm also going to take that on the tip of my nose and a little bit on the bridge. Now I'm going to spray my face again with my setting spray. Now that I have all these powders on my face, the setting spray is really just going to help everything kind of sink in and just like merge together. Now I want to add just a little highlighter to the top of my cheekbone. I'm going to mix my 2 shades of my Rare Beauty highlighter, Enlighten and Exhilarate. Honestly kind of been a minute since I've worn like actual highlighter, but I feel like a concert is a great time to wear a highlighter, right? Told you I'm going full beat for the base today. I'm about ready to do mascara and lashes, but I am going to add a little bit of liner to my tight line and my waterline. I'm using Urban Decay Cool Coyote. And I do like to bring this all the way into my inner corner just to add a tiny bit of definition. And then the waterline. Do you see how subtle that is on my waterline? I love this color so much because it is nice and cool. It's not black, so it's not super harsh. Okay, I think I like that. Now I'm gonna go pop on my mascara and lashes. So I applied my mascara a little messily. I'm not gonna clean it up just yet because I want it to dry down. And I use the e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara. I normally use Tower 28, but I just finished my black one and I wanted black mascara today, so that's why I'm using this one. This is like my second favorite mascara, but it is drugstore, so that's great. But I do wanna walk you through exactly how I'm going to apply my lashes. I have a fresh pair of lashes right here. I'm gonna use the Bright Lashes Flutter. This is my small business. In case you didn't know, I have a full strip lashes and half lashes. Flutter comes more as kind of like a 3/4 lash. So depending on how big your eyes are, these might look like a full strip lash on you, but most of the time I do trim them just a little bit more to make it a true half lash. But I think today, since I'm going for pretty glam, I'm not going to trim them at all. So they come like this in the case, and what you want to do first is gently peel the lash off and kind of grab from the root of the lash, not the tip. So here's what the lash looks like, and I'm not going to trim off any of the actual lashes, but I am going to trim off this tiny little pokey bit right here. This happens with most lashes lashes from pretty much any brand, and I just like to chop that right off so it doesn't irritate my eyes. For lash glue, I like this Duo brush on glue. I've been using this one for so many years at this point. Just brush on that glue on the lash band. That's what it looks like at first, and I'm gonna wait about 20-30 seconds to let it get a little bit tacky. So yes, I know I'm missing a nail. This freaking thumbnail keeps popping off. All right, so my lash is now a little bit tacky, and I like to hold a little mirror, so I'm gonna be looking down into this as I'm applying the lash. And I like to come in from above, place that lash down, and I'm gonna make sure this outer corner aligns with my natural lashes. And by that, I mean that I don't want this lash to like extend past my natural lashes. I don't wanna pull the lash out so far that it's gonna look a little crazy. I kind of like to test it by like smiling a little bit, and if the lash just looks like nice and lifted on the outer corner, that's kind of what I'm going for. But the nice thing about this lash, because it is more of a 3/4 lash, is that there isn't really an inner corner to fuss with. Like there is an inner corner of the lash, but it's not going to be in your actual inner corner. For me, this inner corner lays about right here on my eye. And then I like to take my fingers and I'm going to pinch the band of the lashes kind of with my natural lashes. That's how it looks so far. Just to show you a quick before and after of this lash, so this is my natural lashes and the lash on. Flutter and Whisper are my top 2 lashes that I carry. Like this one I can just wear for any kind of occasion. I think it's so stunning. Okay, both lashes are on, and now I just like to add a little bit of a dark shadow to my lash line to help blend in the lash band. So I'm just gonna take a dark brown shadow on a tiny angled brush, and I'm just gonna stamp that right on top of the lash band. Honestly, the area that I'm most concerned with is just this inner corner area where the band, you know, kind of connects to my natural lash line. It just helps to add like a little bit of depth in here to make it look more seamless. Okay, here is where we're at so far. I love how this is looking. I love just like the beat face, but like kind of more softer eye, but with a glam lash. So like I said for lips, I want to do this glittery lip balm by Get Stoned. I'm just gonna lightly outline and kind of fill in any areas that need a little bit more pigment on my lips with the Jones Road lip liner in Nudist. This is like the perfect My Lips But Better shade for me. And then this is the shade Throb. So pretty. These are so fun because they're so hydrating but also add so much shine and the glitter. If you rub your lips together really hard, you can feel just a little bit of that glitter grittiness, but I don't know, I think it's absolutely beautiful. Okay, these are the only clips I have of the finished look when I am like fixing my hair and awkwardly trying to take my thumbnail photo while applying my lipstick, but you can kind of see everything put together here with my hair all done as well, and I felt so freaking beautiful this night. I had so much fun at the concert, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.